for existing. Your business is not, listen, your business does not exist to make you money. It makes money as a result of selling the services and products that it renders. But it is not enough to know what services or products your business renders. You must know why it renders it. What is its purpose? What value do you bring to the world? Those may seem like an altruistic requirement, but I'm not telling you this to fluff things up. This is integral. And it doesn't matter how big or small your business is. Think about this. Everyone knows Microsoft. What would happen if Microsoft decided to make a watch? You'd be like, you guys make computers. Can you stop, please? But Apple, if Apple decided to make a watch, which they did, you wouldn't bat an eye. Or a streaming service, which they did, or a credit card, or TVs, or headphones. Apple makes computers. So why were all of these new additions to their product line met with such enthusiasm? It's because we don't just know what they do. We know why they do it. We know that Apple's focused on being the future of technology, that they value innovation. They exist to set trends and shape the future of tomorrow or whatever. I just made that up, but the point is you don't actually need to know Apple's mission statement or vision statement verbatim to know their purpose, because it's made painstakingly clear in everything they do. It's in their branding, their technology, their marketing, their packaging, their software, their hardware, their brand partnerships. Everything they do aligns so aggressively with their purpose that they don't even need to say it. And really what that allows them to do is virtually move in whatever direction they want with their products or services with little to no resistance. If you are focused on what your business does instead of why it doesn't, you will constantly be fighting an uphill battle, because people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. That's why the purpose of your business should be the guiding principle for any and everything you do. I'm going to give you a little inception moment right now. I want you to think back at when I introduced myself to you. Do you remember the first thing I said was? I said, I believe that everyone has the capacity to live the life that they truly desire. And so in everything I do, I aim to empower people to do exactly that. I told you why. And that's why you're still watching this. Notice how I didn't start by saying, hi, I'm Colin, Travel the World, and I have awards, and Louis Vuitton, and Hennessy, they like me, and I'm so hot. No, because none of that matters unless you know the purpose of why I'm doing it. And when your clients or your audience have clarity on what that is, anything you do or create that aligns with that purpose will be a welcome addition to whatever other products or services you provide. But it starts with you. Does that make sense? So what's shift number 2? Stop valuing effort. And I know that shit sounds crazy. That sounds crazy, but you heard me correctly. You need to stop valuing effort. You need to stop patting yourself on the back for how hard you've tried and congratulating yourself for how much harder you work than other people. And for some of you watching this is going to be extraordinarily difficult to digest. But you need to stop thinking that what you did or what you made is so important simply because you spent more time and effort on it than anyone else. Because it's not. There is only one thing that matters. Did it produce results? That's the only thing that matters. The thing is, when people underperform, they have this tendency to justify their poor performance by telling you about how much effort they put in. Well, we really tried. Do you know how much work went into this? But it's an excuse. It's an excuse that you use to distract yourself from the fact that you are not achieving the results you desire. And if you do not refocus your brain on achieving results, instead of celebrating how much effort you've put in, you're going to have a big problem, a very big problem. And I'm going to get real with you guys right now. At least half of the people watching this right now, your business is going to fail in the next 5 years. And that's at least half. That's the best case scenario. And I'm not saying this to scare you. This is a fact. Fundura did a survey that showed that 50% of US business owners will fail within their first 5 years of business, and 70% of them will fail before their 10th year in business. So what do you think it has to do with? Do you think it has to do with how hard they tried? Or do you think it has to do with the results they were able to produce? I'm sharing this with you very frankly because I want you to ask yourself, what half am I going to be on? It's one thing to have a strategy for your business, but do you have a strategy for yourself as an individual to ensure that you are able to produce the results that are necessary for your business's strategy to be successful? Or is this your strategy? Because this is most people's strategy. And I'll tell you why. This is why. Because these are the only two options that most people think they have to choose from. They put in low effort, they get poor results, or they put in a lot of effort and they get great results. And so it's obvious which one they're going to aim for. They want great results. And if they're not getting great results, then they put in more effort. But when they do, they so often end up here, confused, wondering, but I put in so much effort. How come I didn't get the results I want? And this is why. Because they've linked effort and results. When the truth is, yes, effort is required to achieve results, but the effort you put in does not directly correlate to the amount of results you will receive in return. It's not a one-to-one ratio. You ever notice how you see successful people winning, the ones that are winning in your life, and they're always winning, they just keep winning, and it seems like they're just doing it with so much less effort than you are. That's because they are. They are doing it with less effort, and they can because they have a strategy. You have to have a strategy for achieving great results on a personal level, and your strategy can't be working hard. That's not a strategy. When you have a strategy for your personal performance, you can actually disconnect that link between results and effort. And that's when you open up the full spectrum of possibilities. And it becomes obvious which one you should be focused on. And I know you're probably like, okay, but how do I detach the two? And that's the third shift. You use the secret weapon, baby. Strategic time analysis. That's the secret weapon. Strategic time analysis is the most powerful strategy to determine what day-to-day actions will produce the best possible results in the least amount of time and with the least amount of effort possible in a way that benefits you in both the short term and in the long term, right? So how do we create extraordinary results? So the old way of producing the best results, this is the grind. It's simple. You know the grind. All you need to do is you work yourself to death. You never sleep. You pack your schedule as tightly as humanly possible. But make sure you have room for your to-do list, because you got to make sure that you check off as many things on your to-do list as you can. So make sure you install a bunch of apps, because you're going to need the apps to help you with the list. But make sure you use a bunch of life hacks, because you need to do that too, because you're going to have to hack your life so that you can say yes to more things, because you should always say yes to everything. Never say no. That's crazy. Why don't you ever? You got to go to every event. You're invited, every conference, every meeting opportunity, because you never know, right? You never know who you could meet. You never know what could happen, right? You never know. So you just guess your way through every step and be persistent. Even if you're not seeing the results you want to see, be persistent. And then just cross your fingers and hope that one of the things you did ends up making up for all of the rest of your wasted time. And do this all while you divide your time and your money between your business and your social media presence and your personal life, and yet somehow still eat healthy, exercise every day, meditate every day, have great mental health, finances, have a great social life, and a great family life. Like what? Like what? This is the grind mentality. Wake up and grind, they say. It'll be great, they say. No, it's not a strategy. In what world does that seem like it could possibly be an effective way to produce results? You already know it's not working. Like I don't need to tell you that. Like you already know it's not working. So what do you do instead? Well, when you apply strategic time analysis, you don't need to do all those things. It eliminates the need for like 90% of them. You don't need to go to a bunch of like random events. Like you don't even need to use a to-do list. It completely replaces your to-do list. You don't need to grind your day away endlessly to get the results you're looking for. You use strategic time analysis. You dramatically increase your productivity as a result. Your business and your income accelerates as a result. And then you enjoy the free time that you gain from being more productive. And it's actually that straightforward. And this is why the key here is that strategic time analysis uses your long-term objectives and your short-term objectives to optimize your daily productivity by as much as 50% without actually increasing your workload. Now, increasing your daily productivity may seem like it's pretty small and insignificant, but like let's put it into perspective, right? If you can produce results 50% faster on a daily basis, that means that you produce results 50% faster on a weekly basis, which means you produce results 50% faster on a monthly basis, which means you produce results 50% faster on an annual basis. Do you understand how powerful that is? Optimizing that one element extrapolates the results you're able to produce across all areas of your business. Do you understand the amount of time that could provide you with if you knew what was happening? Do you realize how much more money you would be able to generate? Do you realize how much more leverage you would have? That is why strategic time analysis is so unbelievably powerful. So let me tell you about my client Lenny, right? So she's an event coordinator, right? And to just to give you context, so she would do the logistics, the creative for events. She'd book the venues, book the artists, catering, that kind of stuff. And she was thick in the grind when we met. Like she was doing all of the things, but she was only making like $4,500 a month, and she was struggling to push her business to the next threshold. And when Len came to me, she wasn't in the hottest state, to be completely honest. Like she was feeling a little lost, and her confidence was kind of in the shitter because she had just invested $25K in this, which to give context was pretty much her life savings at the time, and she invested $25K into this marketing company in New York, who will remain unnamed, and they were supposed to help her elevate her business to the next level, quote unquote. And unfortunately, the company really just kind of just pissed away her money. Like her business was exactly where it was, except now minus $25,000. So she came to us and we showed her how to apply strategic time analysis to everything she was doing in her day to day. In less than a month, my girl's whole paradigm shifted. Like the way she was operating her entire business was flipped upside down. Like everything she was responsible for before, she was now getting done faster and more efficiently. At first, I remember she was like, I just thought it was like a day. I had some more time. But then I realized this is actually every day. I have 2 extra hours. Like what do I do? I guess I could read. Read a book or something. So in the extra time that she gained, she started cultivating these new ideas of how she was actually going to scale her business and take it to the next level herself, because she knew exactly what steps she needed to take in order to execute the vision. She had that clarity now. And so she did it relentlessly. And now here she is a year later, and she scaled her business from $4.5K a month to $28,000 a month. What? What? So she messaged me on Instagram, and she's like, yo, this is what's good. And I was just like, hey. So I'm just gonna read you a little bit of what she said here on the right screenshot. She said, Colin, I really appreciate your help. The 25-hour day has got to be the best thing I could have done for myself. It got my wheels turning in a drop the bullshit kind of go for it kind of way. It's crazy. I've already made $150K, which is 3 times what I made all of last year. And she's feeling it. Honestly, loving life right now, creating, traveling, and I still go to kickboxing once a week whenever I'm in the city. This is how powerful strategic time analysis is. Do you see the impact it can have? Not just for your business, but like Len, just across all areas of your life. Does that make sense? All right, so let's recap this shit right now. We know the first shift is you must know your purpose, because people don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. And shift number 2 is you need to stop valuing effort, because it doesn't matter how hard you work. It matters how effectively your business can fulfill its purpose. And shift number 3 is you use the secret weapon, strategic time analysis, so that you can produce results that fulfill your business's purpose as quickly and efficiently as possible with the least amount of effort. So what's the fourth shift? The fourth shift is that you must optimize your leisure time. Because once you start implementing strategic time analysis, you'll notice, just like Len, that you start to achieve results faster than you did before, probably faster than you ever have. And what often happens is people mistakenly take this as an indication to forego all their leisure time and then just start the grind again, except at a higher level now. And it's because they have this misconception that doing that is going to lead to even greater results. But nothing could be further from the truth. Ironically enough, the truth is that the quality of your leisure time plays an integral role in the success of your business, because the quality of your leisure time directly relates to how consistently you will be able to achieve results. And it's the lack of quality leisure time that causes you to be burnt out, that causes you to feel overwhelmed, that causes you to feel tired even though you just woke up, that causes you to feel unmotivated, to feel unsupported because you don't spend enough time with the people that encourage you to do the things you actually care about or enjoy. That's what creates the constant stop and start pattern that absolutely cripples your productivity. Most people think that they can just grind it out and never sleep and never eat until they finally get that break. Let's have a reality check here. If you don't have leisure time now, what makes you think that when your business scales to the next level, you're just gonna magically, miraculously now have new time that you didn't have before? I'm sorry to disappoint you, but since when does adding more responsibilities just magically give you more time? That's how it works. If you don't solve this problem now, it's going to grow with you, and you will have even less time than you have now. And that is why, for the sake of your business, not only is it important to have clear boundaries around when it's time to work and when it's time to have fun, but you also have to ensure that when it's time to have fun, that you optimize that shit, that you only tolerate the most absolutely fulfilling experiences during those times. And that doesn't happen by chance. It has to be deliberate. I want you to understand this. Your success is not just your future achievements. Your success is a reflection of how you feel every day about the actions you're taking in pursuit of those future achievements. You have to remember this, because when you achieve your next goal, you're not going to stop. You're not just going to, you're going to aspire to achieve an even bigger goal. That's what you do. You're an entrepreneur. That's what you're going to do. Which means if you don't have a process for enjoying yourself throughout the journey, you will end up on your deathbed feeling absolutely no different than if you spent your entire life sitting at a cubicle slaving away for someone else because you didn't actually enjoy or experience your life or indulge in any of the things you've been working so hard to have the privilege of. So what's the point? Again, and it sounds dramatic, but it's the truth. It's dangerous. Like, it's a dangerous game that you're playing. And some of you think this is a joke. This is not a joke. I want to introduce you to one of my clients, Adil. Kind, compassionate, intelligent man, and an unbelievably high performer. He was the ED for the Center of Social Innovation, and he was also one of the co-founders of this amazing digital detox retreat. And all of his work is centered around building communities and empowering people, and just an all around just awesome dude, like everyone's favorite person. But he was not giving himself the same love that he was giving everyone else. And when he came to me, man, it was rough. He was the heaviest he had ever been in his life, and it was starting to impact all areas of his life. He loved being outside. He loved sports, but he had knee pain that was so severe that he couldn't even ride a bike, let alone playing sports was not an option He developed sleep apnea. The doctor told him that he needed a machine. He needed a machine to go to sleep. He was not in a good place at all. He was run down, man. He was physically burnt out. It had caught up to him because it always will. So I showed him how to improve the quality of what he was doing in his leisure time. And I showed him ways to sustainably prioritize his health. And he learned that he could do it without compromising his professional performance. In fact, that it would actually improve his professional performance. And so then what happened? In less than 90 days, he loses 20 pounds of fat and starts riding his bike again. His performance in all areas of his life improves. Not just his health, but his ability to perform professionally, socially. He had more energy. He had more confidence. He's still making money during all of this. In fact, now he has an even higher capacity for output than he had before. He goes to the doctor, and the doctor tells him that not only does he no longer need the machine, but that his sleep apnea is gone. Period. It's gone. And then a year later, Adil tags me in this.
This message is for Colin, aka French Fry, aka Colin Response. Colin, I came to you about a year and a half ago. My body was beaten down in a bunch of different places. And you asked me if my body was healthy, what was the one thing that I wanted to do that I couldn't do anymore properly. And I told you, play basketball. As you can tell from my setting and from my state and from being out of breath, I'm playing basketball again. And I just want to tell you, I am so happy right now. And I appreciate you for helping me get here, for lighting my fire, and of course, for being 100% smooth and nice. I love you, brother.
Do you get it, guys? He's not doing anything crazy. Like he's playing basketball. But you need to understand, like this is important. This is important. Like you can see it in his eyes. You can see in his eyes that like this is what life is. Life is not just your work. Work is part of your life. Yet you have to work in order to get results. But then you gotta enjoy your life, man. You gotta enjoy it. Like that's why you're working. Does that make sense? You have to consciously create an environment that enables you to rapidly achieve your objectives and enjoy your everyday life simultaneously. When you have this, achieving results consistently, really it just becomes inevitable. Burning out it's not an option. Being overwhelmed, it's not an option. But like I said, it has to be deliberate because this is far easier said than done. You can't just wing it. You really can't wing any of this. Which brings me to the fifth shift. Invest in mentorship. Anyone who's committed will find the best mentor out there and do whatever it takes to work with them. You know, people love to say that the only way you can learn is from your mistakes. No, why? Like, why? Why would you want to do that? Like, that's the absolute most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. It's 100%. That's just not true. Like, as a full-grown adult, you know not to run into oncoming traffic because you will get hit by a car and die. Like, when you were a kid, did you need to get hit by a fucking car to learn that? No. Like, I'm pretty sure one of your parents simply told you, don't run into the street or you will get hit by a car and die. Like, it's mind-blowing. Like, I'm pretty sure that also your parents didn't need to get hit by a car to learn that lesson. Like, what? You can learn from other people's mistakes. You don't have to learn from your own mistakes. And in fact, it's super inefficient to learn from your own mistakes. And it is no different for your business as it is for your personal life. The only difference is that we're not kids anymore. No one's just going to show up and then tell you what you need to do. You need to find a mentor because this is no longer some common sense stuff like don't run into the street. We're talking about the complexities of your business. We're talking about the complexities of your life. You need an expert. You need to learn from someone who's been where you want to be and who's done what you want to do. Someone who thinks like you want to think. And this is why. Because the right mentor enhances two fundamental elements that influence everything else you experience. Number one, your beliefs about what's possible. And number two, the quality of your ideas. I mean, collectively, we'll call them your mindset. Now, your mindset then informs your actions. And then your actions then produce your outcomes. So if you're not happy with the outcomes that you're experiencing, you need an expert to help you transform your beliefs about what's possible and elevate the quality of your ideas, the same ideas that inform your actions so that you can produce new outcomes. And I can promise you that the process of doing that by yourself will take significantly longer and be significantly more expensive than if you have somebody's help. You see it all the time. You see it all the time. People often, they just try to change their actions, but their actions are informed by the same beliefs and the same quality of ideas. So they just get the same outcome and they don't make progress. It just revolves. They just go around and they waste more money and they waste more time than is necessary. You need to start at the root. And that simple reason, and that reason alone, is precisely why behind every successful entrepreneur, there is a mentor. That's why Oprah Winfrey, who is a multi-billionaire, still works with a mentor. That's why Michael Jordan, who is retired, still works with a mentor. Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, do you know who his mentor was? Steve fucking Jobs. Like, that's why you always hear the craziest ass stories of people like waiting outside people's houses and like stalking them and shit to like just to be mentored. Like, I'm not telling you to do that. You probably get arrested or some shit. But what I am saying is anyone who is truly committed to their success needs to find the best mentor and do whatever to expend whatever it takes to work with them. You are no different. I am no different. Oprah Winfrey is no different. That's why it is the fifth shift. Does that make sense? Awesome. So go find someone. So today I promised you guys that we were going to talk about how to fast track your business progress so that you can make more money in less time and with less effort. I told you we were going to talk about how to escape the endless cycle of burning out and how you can do it while improving your health, your social life, and your professional life in the process. Said I was going to share with you the simplest strategy to add extra hours to your day so that you can bring your creative ventures to life without the need to pack your schedule as tightly as humanly possible with a bunch of gadgets and to-do lists and a bunch of bullshit. And, I said I was going to talk to you about the real way to improve your energy levels, the consistency of your performance, and the satisfaction you experience on a daily basis. And I told you we're going to talk about how to do all of it without adding a bunch of new responsibilities and without working any more hours than you're already working right now. So now you know what you need to win. Number one, you need to know your purpose because it is your guiding principle and your compass. Number two, you need to stop valuing effort because it has nothing to do with effort. The amount of money you generate is a direct reflection of how well your business is fulfilling its purpose. Number three, you need to use the secret weapon, strategic time analysis, so that you actually have a strategy for producing results on a personal level with the least amount of time and with the least amount of effort possible, which then enables your business progress to accelerate dramatically. Number four, you need to optimize your leisure time so that you can perform at that high level consistently and enjoy the quality of your life on an everyday basis. And number 5, you need to invest in mentorship so that you have the support, the accountability, and the guidance necessary to fast track the process of you achieving your objectives. These shifts alone are enough for you to dramatically increase your productivity so you can break through that plateau and actually execute the real vision that you have for your life and your business. So you can make more money in less time. You can have the freedom to enjoy yourself every day in the process, and your business will thrive as a result. So now you have a choice. You can either continue to struggle every single day to find enough time and energy to focus on what you actually care about. Continue to struggle to spend time with the people you care about. Struggle to reach the goals that you care about. You can continue to work your ass off while you watch people who are less skilled than you, less capable than you, have less resources than you. One by one, just keep blowing past you. And I get it. Like, everyone's journey is unique, and your time will come. But that seems cute to say now, but like, let's be honest, guys. Like, what does that look like in like 3 to 5 years? What does that look like? It's not that cute anymore. What it looks like is you're sitting there reflecting on the fact that months and years have passed and you still haven't accomplished the same goals. Like, what it looks like is the cycle continues. You keep funneling every bit of money you make back into your business, but not feeling confident knowing that there's going to be a return. Okay, so what does that look like? What does that look like if it continues for 5 to 10 years? Even if your business grows, the size of your business is not a solution to this problem. If you don't solve this problem, it is going to grow with you. So what that actually looks like in 5 to 10 years is your life is going to be no different than it was for the people I explained at the beginning of this masterclass. You will be a slave because all of your time will be stripped away from you. And the only difference between you working at a cubicle your entire life is you just became a slave to yourself. And that wasn't the reason you decided to build a business. Now imagine instead that everything you set out to achieve, you could accomplish in literally half the time it takes you now. And you could do it with significantly less effort. Now you have extra hours in the day that you can use to focus on the things you actually care about, to spend time with the people you care about, to accomplish the goals in your life that you care about. Now, what does that look like in 3 to 5 years? What if there was genuinely no doubt in your mind that you were going to achieve the goals that you set for yourself for the next 5 to 10 years because you actually had a strategy of how you were going to achieve it. And now you wake up every morning with this new sense of excitement and dedication for everything you're doing, and you fucking love it. You're passionate about it because you're getting the results that you're looking for. That is the choice you get to make. So if you want to solve the problem, this is what I have for you guys. In the next 48 hours, me and my team set aside time to personally speak to you about how you can apply these principles to your business and ultimately your everyday life, and how you can do that now. And listen, whatever you're struggling with, we've seen it, man. And chances are we know how to come out on the other side. To give you a clear idea of what to expect, basically what we'll do is we'll get on the phone for 45 minutes. And when we get on that call, we're going to do 3 things. Number 1, we're going to get extreme clarity around what it is that you want to achieve. Number 2, we're going to identify the number 1 barrier that is preventing you from achieving it. And then number 3, we're going to determine the best approach for you to overcome that challenge so that you can start achieving the results you want to see now. And the call's free. But here's the catch, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to waste my time. This is not for everyone. Here is who it is for. You must be purpose-driven. You must be committed. And you must be willing to take responsibility for your own success. No pessimistic victim mentalities, but people who are actually optimistic about what they have the capacity to achieve. You don't need to know everything, but people who are willing to step outside of their own comfort zone and challenge themselves to evolve into the type of person that they need to be in order to have the success that they want in their life. So if that's you, then 100% book a session, please. And if that's not you, I'm sorry I just wasted 45 minutes of your life. So let me tell you why we're actually doing this. We're doing this because I know my business's purpose. I know my purpose. My business exists to empower people to live the life that they know they are capable of. And so that's why we made these calls free. Plus, I've been there. I know that there's going to be some people who are already looking for someone to help them overcome those challenges and help them apply some of these strategies. So if you're one of those people, yeah, we can talk and see if working together would be a good fit for what you need. But either way, it's fine. I'm just here to leave people better off than I found them. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to click the button that just popped up. And when you do that, it's going to take you to my calendar page. And there you're going to be able to see whatever appointment times are left. Just grab whichever one is the easiest for you. And then you're going to be taken to a really short application. It's like 6 or 7 questions, like one of which is your name. Just fill it out and we'll get on the call at the appointment time that you pick. Now,